بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. صلى الله عليك يا رسول الله وعلى أهل بيتك المظلومين. صلى الله عليك يا أبا عبد الله وعلى الأرواح التي حلت بفنائك. عليك مني سلام الله أبدا ما بقيت وبقي الليل والنهار، ولا جعله الله آخر العهد مني لزيارتكم. Everybody together. السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين جميعا ورحمة الله وبركاته. صلوات. Inshallah, this year will be the year of the reappearance of our beloved Imam Mahdi Ajalallah Ta'ala Faraj Sharif with the blessing of another loud salawat. Inshallah, all of us gathering tonight will be amongst his companions and his sincere soldiers with the blessing of another loud salawat. قال الحسين عليه السلام إنما خرجت لطلب الإصلاح في أمة جدي أريد أن آمر بالمعروف وأنهى عن المنكر وأسير بسيرة جدي وأبي. It's an amazing fact that it's been 5 nights. We are still talking about one word from the statement of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein, and that is Islah. And if we continue, we will have month and month to talk, and still we are at the word Islah. That's the beauty of the teachings of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, which they learned it from Quran and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. One word can have millions of lessons in it. One. Imam says, for those, mashallah, new faces that I see, that they have joined us tonight, our general topic is that Imam Hussein alayhi salam's mission is to reform and to revive the nation of his grandfather. And inshallah, you and I, we are amongst his nation, the nation of his grandfather. We claim to be Muslim. We claim to be the followers of Rasulullah. And as we have said, the reform and the reviving process that Imam Hussein brought for the nation of his grandfather didn't stop 1400 years ago. It's still alive today. That is why you and I, we came to commemorate his martyrdom. That shows that that notion of him wanting to change us is still alive. It doesn't die. And as we said, the mission statement of Imam Hussein's movement to reform and to revive is in the heart of every believer. That's what drives us to come to the majalis of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. Not only here, every part of the world that you look, mashallah, majalis of Imam Hussein alayhi salam, countless. Nobody can count it. How many majlis, Husayniyah after Husayniyah, masjid after masjid, Imam Barga after Imam Barga, everywhere that you serve, you see majalis of Imam Hussein alayhi salam is alive. We all came to be reformed by Imam Hussein alayhi salam. We all came here to be revived by Imam Hussein alayhi salam. That Mustafa tomorrow will be different than Mustafa tonight. The majlis of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein, the rituals of Imam Hussein alayhi salam will do the job. And if you remember, for those who've been with us, it's good to remind, فَذَكِّرْ, we should allow Imam Hussein to revive us. We should allow Imam Hussein to change us. We should not resist. That was the first 9 action plan. Don't resist. Imam's process of reform and revive is open. Everybody can come under this umbrella of reforming and reviving if we come under this umbrella. If not, many people we have within the history that even they saw the Imam, they heard the Imam, but they were not changed because they kept resisting. And we should come to the majalis of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. We should listen to the lectures about Imam Hussein alayhi salam. We should listen to the masa'ib of Hussein alayhi salam with the notion of change. If not, we hear masa'ib, we hear lecture, alhamdulillah, it was good majlis, we shed tears, and then we went home, and then Ashura finished, and then the same routine. Nothing changed about Mustafa. 10 nights he came, he heard, he talked, and then he went. Same thing. His morality with his family was the same thing. His aqidah about Allah, Rasulullah, Ahlul Bayt, Qiyamah, Ma'ad, justice of Allah is the same thing after Ashura. Well, it's the same thing as before Ashura. His ahkam, his salah, his zakat, his khums, everything is the same thing about Mustafa. So what was the benefit of him attending the majalis of Imam Hussein alayhi salam if he or she did not allow Imam Hussein to reform and to revive him or her? Do not resist. And as we said, Imam Hussein alayhi salam, same as his grandfather, rahmatun lil alameen. Do not exclude anybody. Do not. What do we learn? And as we said, everything we learn is from the masa'ib section. We should think of, when we hear the masa'ib of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein, we should see, how can I learn from the masa'ib al-Hussein alayhi salam? Not necessarily the lecture. Masa'ib of Hussein alayhi salam teach us to be better people. We brought some of the examples last night. Tonight, inshallah, we'll bring another one. I was trying to finish it tonight with the second one also, but inshallah, we'll go for tomorrow night. What do we learn from the masa'ib? The tragedy of the Karbala. Why Imams of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam emphasize so much, please remind yourself of the tragic story of Karbala. Why keep reminding? Why? Because the story of Karbala has listened itself. During the time of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, speakers and lectures, they didn't exist. During the time of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam was all about poetry, all about what happened on the plain of Karbala. What happened? When people hear it, Imam Zayn al-Abidin alayhi salam, he didn't lecture that much. After the event of Karbala, Imam Zayn al-Abidin didn't lecture. They would bring him a bowl of water, he will take it, he will shed tears. What happened? Every time for 29 or so years, every time that he would see water, he would cry for Abu Abdullah. Every day he would cry for Imam Hussein alayhi salam. They give him a loaf of bread, he sees bread, he cries for Imam Hussein alayhi salam. Why? Why are you crying? Well, you don't know what happened in the land of Karbala. This and this and this and this happened. This is it. He didn't say people can be good people. He gave us the ad'iyah. But the story of Karbala was kept reminding people again and again and again. Why? Again, because the masa'ib of Imam Hussein alayhi salam changes us. If we again do not resist and want to, say it, change. Alhamdulillah, some people are still with us. So for us to be changed. Continue. So that was a summary of our 4 nights lecture. What do we learn from Abu Abdullah al-Hussein and his masa'ib? To give for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala everything that you have. To give for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala everything that you have, and you will see how Allah will treat you. But the problem is we give little for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Number one. If I give, I give little. By giving means anything. Time, thinking, effort, money, whatever that can be given. If I give little, and I expect Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala a lot. Allah, I gave. The expectation is so high, but the action that we do is little. Imam Hussein alayhi salam, on the day of Ashura, he gave everything. We talked about it last night. Tonight, Masa'ib al-Hussein alayhi salam and the story of Karbala teaches us to forgive. To do what? Forgive. To do what? Forgive. How? Not one event, not two events, not three events. The famous story that alhamdulillah all of you have memorized it, but the only problem is in the memory. It doesn't come to action. The story of Hur. Until the night of Ashura, is there any person worse than Hur? Yes or no? Be with me. Is there any person worse than Hur until the night of Ashura? Yes or no? No. He is the one who caused Imam Hussein to get to Karbala. Imam, as soon as he reaches the army of Hur, tells him, Hur, you wrote me to come. If not, let me go. He said, I didn't write you. I've been ordered by Ibn Ziyad to keep you here until he sends an army. Let me go. He said, no. If it wasn't because of Hur, Imam wouldn't get into Karbala. He would have went somewhere else. Until the night of Ashura. This story by itself gives us a lot of lessons. Number one, forgive, which will come to it. I'll bring you hadith, verses of Quran. And number two, do not judge. Do not judge anyone, even Hur, until the night of Ashura. Don't judge him, because you don't know what will happen next day, what will happen to Hur, how this person will be revolutionized, how this person will come from the army of batil, falsehood, completely to the camp of haqq and truth overnight. Can it happen? Yes, it did. It did happen. Why we don't stop judging other people? Why? When do we want to stop judging people? Imam teaches us, you see this, how stories of Karbala can be, if we just sit and think about it a little bit. Okay, until the night of Ashura, Hur, worst person can you imagine? Day of Ashura, he becomes the best person. Imam Hussein alayhi salam did couple of things for Hur that he didn't do for anyone else. The same Hur, he did couple of things for him he didn't do for anyone else. He came to Hur, he saw he's bleeding. He took from his abaya a piece and he wrapped around the head of Hur. If you have a piece of the abaya of Imam Hussein alayhi salam around your head, what else do you want? The abaya and the cloth that Imam has prayed day and night in it. And he gives a line of poetry about Hur. The same Hur, Imam has forgiven him completely, and see the morality of Imam with Hur. He sees his head on the lap of Imam Hussein alayhi salam, he puts his head down, Imam brings it back again. The same Hur, yes. But Sheikh, in the house, as soon as my wife and I, we fight, my husband me and my wife, we fight, my wife think of me as the Yazid himself, not even Hur, the Yazid himself. How can I forgive him? So many problems that I have within the society, people come cases after case. Today, I was just talking with for a case, 2 people want to divorce. 3 hours I was talking with them, using my time for trying to convince the husband. They've been divorced legally for 1 year. He says, I want her to be punished what she has done to me. And she says, I will not forgive him. I need my divorce, but I will do this, and I will do this, and I will do this. I was like, oh my God, look at the lecture that I'm preparing. I wish they would have come and attend the lecture. I will not forgive. Don't. We think by not forgiving, we are hurting them. Because we don't know the teachings of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam and Quran, that by not forgiving them, we're hurting ourselves, not them. I will tell you how. Husband and wife, parents and kids, brothers and sisters, community member, doesn't worth it. No matter how person was wronged you, how he hurts you or she hurts you, they can't be more than what Hur did to Imam Hussein alayhi salam. Can they be? Nobody says anything. Yeah, maybe yes, maybe no. Can they be worse than Hur? No. And Imam Hussein, even on that exact day that he stops him, Hur stops him, Imam comes and gives him water. Imam had enough water on the day of Ashura. If it wasn't for him to give water to Hur and to his army of 1,000 people, he watered them. And not only the people, he said bring the horses, and you should not, when the horses are running, as soon as they stop, you should not water them right away. First you have to get some water, throw it on their body to cool down, and then give. Imam said also throw water on the horses of whom? Hur. If we get this mentality, do we call Sheikh for divorce anymore? No. If we get this mentality, do we call Sheikh, oh Sheikh, come save me from my parents. Oh Sheikh, give me some dua with my kids. I don't know what to do with them. Forgive them. Forgive them. Allah says in Quran, Ahadith of Ahl al-Bayt, and as we said last night, every morality that we think of it came into action on the day of Ashura. The journey of Imam Hussein alayhi salam, every morality. Give me one, I'll give you an example from Karbala. Whatever you think of it, and not the normal morality, the peak, makarimul akhlaq, we see it in the journey of Imam Hussein alayhi salam, makarimul akhlaq. But Mustafa, the followers of Ahl al-Bayt alayhi salam, 3 dots. Why? That's why we need to come back to the majalis of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. 1 night? No. 2 nights? No. 10 nights? No. Masab al-Hussein should be with us on a daily basis for me to think, this is the masab. Right now I need to use this musibah. This musibah is for this scenario that I'm in, so it will resolve my problem. Sheikh, Imam Hussein alayhi salam, 10 days of Muharram we come, couple of tears, mashallah, some reward, some donation, some help. Let us move on with our life. Today is the 21st century. We have science, we have psychology, we have medicine, all of this. What would Ahl Bayt do for us? I'll come to a beautiful hadith for that. One day, one of my kids was hurting me. You know how some of our kids walk on your last nerve. Like, you know, you take a fork on the steel, like this. They were walking on my last nerve. And I'm telling them, how many times I told you not to do this? And he's waiting, I'm waiting for a reply from him. How many times I told you? He doesn't know how many times I told him. No, how many times I told you? That exact moment, something came to my mind. How many times Allah told me, Mustafa, your eyes. How many times Allah told me in Quran, Mustafa, your ears. How many times Allah tells me in Quran, Mustafa, your tongue. How many times He tells me my hand. Everything. How many times I commit a sin, Ramadan comes, I put the Quran, Ilahi al-Af, Ilahi al-Af, Ilahi al-Af. Day of Eid comes. After Salat al-Eid, we go home, let the party begin. Isn't it? Again, Ramadan goes, we try to do, time of Hajj comes. Astaghfirullah wa atubu ilayh. Oh Allah, sorry. As we say in Farsi, Shutur didi na didi. Nothing happened. Again and again and again and again. The same way that I want Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive me, I should forgive people. But when it comes to me, I am Fir'aun. But when I need forgiveness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, oh Allah, Arhamar Rahameen. Sister, help us please. Let's have a loud salawat. By no means your salawat was loud enough. Let's have another loud salawat. Forgiveness. Masa'ib al-Hussein alayhi salam, when we hear it, if we pay attention, one of the lessons that it teaches us, forgive. What would be the benefit of forgiving? Hadith says, Man yaghfir, yaghfirullah lahu. Wa man ya'fu, ya'fullah anhu. If you forgive, Allah will forgive you. I want Allah's forgiveness, but there's something wrong to me. I heard someone telling me that X said something about me. That's enough for me to be upset with him or with her for months and months and years. Why? Why? Isn't Imam Hussein my Imam? Don't I come here and I do matam with Imam Hussein? But I go home. Until now, I have some people that I have not forgiven. Let me do dua. I'm not finished. For those who want to, they can say Ameen. If you don't want to, you're not forced. Again, this is voluntary dua. If you want to, say Ilahi Ameen. If you don't want to, if you still want to hold that hate toward that person and you don't want to forgive them, don't forgive them. Raise your hand. For those who want. Oh Allah, sincerely. Again, nobody's forcing you. Don't look right or left. Oh Allah, anybody who has hurts me, I forgive them. You forgive them also. Ilahi Ameen. When you go home, sincerely believe in that. Forgive them. No matter what they have done to you, forgive them. Ayah Quran, chapter 42, verse 40. وَجَزَاءُ السَّيِّئَةِ سَيِّئَةٌ مثلها فمن عفا وأصلح فأجره على الله إنه لا يحب الظالمين. The requital of evil is an evil like it. Somebody said one word bad to you, give them one word back to them if you want to be sayyi'ah, equal, 1 to 1. I always tell my youngsters, kids, if somebody punches you 1 with a force of, for example, 1 to 10, 5, if you want to punch them back, you can. Just do 5 also, the same way that they punch you. Not if they punched you once, you do them 10 times. Not. For the adult, it's not physical punch, verbal. MashaAllah. 1 word I hear, I wish 10 words. 1. لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. وجزاء السيئة سيئة مثلها. Somebody did you wrong them once. فمن عفا. So whoever excuses and forgives. فأجره على الله. If you forgive them, your reward is with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Somebody wronged you, wrong them back once. It's okay. You've been given permission. But if you forgive, your reward is with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Sheikh, what is the reward? Beautiful hadith. إذا كان يوم القيامة. When the day of judgment comes. Please help us. إذا كان يوم القيامة. When the day of judgment comes. نادى مناد. A messenger announces. An announcer announces. من كان أجره على الله فليدخل الجنة. Anyone that has reward with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, let them enter heaven. I need to take me good couple of years of Ramadan, talk about the day of judgment. If Allah gives me long life, inshallah. Day of judgment, same time that is the most scariest thing that you can even imagine. It's even beyond your imagination, but for believers, it will be the best thing that has happened to them that even we cannot imagine. When the day of judgment comes, again, remember the verse. Verse says, if somebody wrongs you, you can wrong them back. If you forgive, your reward will be with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What is that reward? Imam says, Rasulullah says, when the day of judgment comes, a person will say, oh people, anybody who has reward with Allah, let them enter heaven. People will ask, فَيُقَالْ مَنْ هُمْ? Who are these people who the messenger announced, come go enter heaven? No calculation, no deed, no hisab, no scale, no nothing. Come go into heaven. Who are these people? فيقال العافون عن الناس يدخلون الجنة بلا حساب. Those who forgive people, they will enter heaven without any hisab, no calculation, no deeds, nothing. Doesn't it worth it? for us to forgive other people? Yes or no? Alhamdulillah, some people believe in it. Yes or no? But isn't shaitan strong? Comes to me, this person hurts you, insulted you in front of everyone. How can you forgive them? He insulted you, she insulted you in front of everybody. This hadith, this verse should motivate us. In front of everybody we forgive them. Doesn't it? Hur, as soon as Hur came, he removed his helmet. And within Arab, it was a norm. Somebody was wanted to ask for forgiveness. He had his boots on his neck, with his head down. He comes to Imam Hussein alayhi salam. The Imam doesn't allow him to say anything. He says, Hur, raise your head. This is it. Person comes to me, Mustafa, I wronged you. What did you say about me? Imam said, Hur, raise your head. And look at Hur. Hur said, oh Imam, let me be the first to go. I don't want to get near your tents because I know what I have done to the heart of Zainab. When I stopped you, I know what has happened to the heart of Zainab. I don't want to get close. You forgive me? Give me permission. Let me go to be the first to be sacrificed for you. Let's go. Should we forgive people or not? Doesn't it worth heaven for us? If I believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if I believe in Quran, if I believe in the hadith of Rasulullah and Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, they teach me to forgive. You see what the tragic story of Karbala, what does it do to us? How it changes us, how it changes our personality, how it gives us better morality, how it makes us what Allah wants from us. Just hearing the story of Imam Hussein alayhi salam, one story, what will be the benefit? قال رسول الله محمد صلى الله عليه وآله another loud salawat. Before reading the hadith, how many times a day, a week, a month, I think of it or I see a research, scientists came up with something to make your life longer. If you eat this vegetable or this fruit, or if you take this medicine, or if you exercise, you will have long life. If you do this, long life. If you do this, okay, let me do this. I want to have long life. We do dua for long life always. Oh Allah, mudda fi umrina, give us long life. We want to live longer. Why not live longer in this world to do stuff for hereafter, to gain good deeds? No problem with that. We do all sort of different things, scientific things. قال رسول الله من كثر عفوه مد في عمره. The one who forgives more, Allah prolongs his or her life. Forgiving more. I want longer life, let me forgive more. Longer life, forgive more. Longer life, forgive more. Man kathura, the one who has abundant amount of forgiveness, forgiving other people. Man kathura afwuh mudda fi umrih. He or she will have long life. If you think about it, what did we say at the beginning of our lecture? That when you do not forgive someone, you are hurting yourself. You are not hurting them. Because scientifically, psychologically, if you think about it a little bit, when I don't forgive, I'm keeping hate in myself. And this hate is burning me every day. What can I do to take revenge? Every day, I sleep with this hate. I get up with this hate. I sleep with this hate. I eat with this hate. What kind of food it will be? What kind of sleep it will be? What kind of life is that for me to live of having someone's hate in my heart? What is the benefit? No benefit. Doesn't worth for us forgiving other people? No matter what they have done to us. Amir al-Mu'mineen Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam, let's have salawat by his name. Comes to Umar al-Khattab. Umar al-Khattab is on his deathbed. Please help us, sister. Pay attention. Umar al-Khattab is on his deathbed. Imam comes to him. He has done what he has done to Fatima al-Zahra. Keep that in mind. that no one can imagine what Amir al-Mu'mineen Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam went through after Fatima al-Zahra. Nobody can imagine. No one. Sisters, please help us. I'm going to wait for you. Let's have another loud salawat. He did what he did to Fatima al-Zahra salamullah alayha. One. He did what he did to the nation of Rasulullah. Done. Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam comes to Umar al-Khattab. Even until that moment, the door of repentance was open for Umar al-Khattab. Imam comes to him, see how merciful they are Ahlul Bayt. These are the people that we follow, but I, Mustafa, I claim to be their followers. But in action, I am the follower of 3 dots. Imam comes and tells him, Umar, I guarantee you forgiveness. And I guarantee you paradise. Come do one thing. Come go top of the member. Tell people, I did wrong. Amir al-Mu'mineen is supposed to be Khalifa. Just do this, say it. I will guarantee you. He said, how about Fatima al-Zahra? He said, I will also get forgiveness from Fatima al-Zahra for you. He gets the blanket on his head. He said, I'd rather go to hellfire but not be ashamed and embarrassed in front of the people. Even till that moment. Action plan. Should we judge people? Yes or no? No. Should we judge people? Should we judge people? No. Because until the night of Ashura, let us remind ourselves, there is still time. The hadith says, if you see a person, please be with me. If you see a person at nighttime, you saw him or her committed a sin. Tomorrow morning, don't look at them with the same eyes, because maybe when they went home, they prayed night prayer or they asked for forgiveness. Tomorrow they are a different person than the one that you saw them last night. They might changed. Can it happen? It did happen within the history. حربنا يزيد الرياح. We shouldn't judge. Number 1. Number 2. As Rasulullah says, قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله أوصاني ربي بسبع. Allah advised your prophet and my prophet, the one that every day I say ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah and I claim to be Muslim. My prophet and your prophet, he said, my Lord advised me with 7 things, 7 characteristics. Number 1, بالإخلاص في السر والعلانية, for me to be sincere in hidden or in public. وأن أعفو عمن ظلمني, to forgive the one who has oppressed me. I forgive them. They have oppressed me. I should forgive them. وَأُعْطِيَ مَنْ حَرَمَنِي. You go to someone, the kitchen. You go to someone, you ask them for some money. I don't have a rent. Can I borrow some money from you? He has the money, but to have some problem with you? Nope. Sorry, I can't. Rasulullah says, my Lord advised me 7. One of them, if this person comes back to you at the time of need and he wants to borrow money, 2 hands. Oh, one time I came, you didn't have money. I don't have money either. وَأُعْطِي مَنْ حَرَمَنِي. And the rest of them. Don't we have to forgive people? Why? Number 1, for ourselves. Longer life, forgiveness. Tonight we came here. Again, let us not resist. Let us take in. Let me say, oh Imam, I really want to forgive people. You help me. I swear to God, by Allah, wallah, if you take the first step, Imam Hussein will be there 10 steps for you. Imam Hussein will revive us, reform us if we want to be revived and reformed. But if we want to be revived and reformed. This is what Masa'ib Imam Hussein alayhi salam does to us. So let us think. Tonight I will read the Masa'ib of Muslim ibn Aqil. Think about it. How can this musibah of Muslim ibn Aqil be applied in my life? What can I learn from the musibah of Muslim ibn Aqil? What happened to Muslim ibn Aqil isn't the same scenario happening today. What do I need to do? And you will see how much you will gain. And after Ashura, how much your hand is filled with morality, akhlaq, aqa'id, strength and firmness in your belief. Muslim ibn Aqil arrives to Kufa. 18,000 people wrote to Imam Hussein alayhi salam. Not one, not two, not 10, not 1,000, not 10,000. 18,000 people wrote to Imam Hussein. We can turn off the lights. He enters, you can imagine, just put yourself in the shoes of Muslim ibn Aqil. You enter Kufa, 18,000 people come and they pledge allegiance. How much this gives you strength, how much this empowers you, how much this motivates you. Alhamdulillah, I have 18,000 people. He sits and he writes a letter to Imam Hussein alayhi salam. Oh Imam, the people that wrote for you, they pledged allegiance with me. Be with me. Put yourself, close your eyes, take yourself into Kufa. With Muslim ibn Aqil, people pledge allegiance with him, 18,000 people. He comes and he stands in the Masjidul Kufa. All of these people are praying behind him. Not knowing that Ibn Ziyad has come to Kufa and he has paid whomever he could pay. And he brought fear to anyone's heart that he could bring fear. And slowly, Allahu Akbar, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Salat al-Maghrib finishes. Majority of the people have left behind Muslim ibn Aqil and they are not behind him. He continues, Allahu Akbar, Salatul Isha. He prays Salatul Isha. By the end of Salatul Isha, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. He sees behind him, he sees only handful of people. 4 or 5 people are behind him. How this moment destroys Muslim ibn Aqil. Muslim ibn Aqil is not thinking about himself. He knows that this path is the path of martyrdom, is the path of shahada. He's willing to be sacrificed. We can imagine that moment. What he thought, oh my God, I sent a letter to Imam Hussein alayhi salam. I told him to come. I can't do anything. My Imam, my master is on his way to Kufa. How can I send him a message? How can I inform him that the people of Kufa betrayed me? And if he comes, they will betray him. They will not stand by him. Their swords are against Imam Hussein alayhi salam. He comes out of the Masjid of Kufa. He's walking and these 4 people, after a couple of alleys of Kufa, they also disappear. Muslim ibn Aqil, tired as strangers in the alleys of Kufa, he comes and he sits by the door of a house. He's just sitting there relaxing. He has no place to go. He has no one to go to. He comes and he sits. Suddenly a woman comes out by the name of Taw'a. She comes out and tells him, oh stranger, what is it that you want by my door? By God, you should not be seated by my door. He said, I'm thirsty. I need a little bit of water. I don't know. The story of Karbala and thirst goes hand in hand together. Everyone who gets within Karbala, within the story of Karbala, they have to be thirsty. They have to be skilled thirsty. She goes inside and she brings him a bowl of water. He drinks and he's still seated there. She tells him, you still seated here. Why are you still sitting here? He says, oh lady, I am Muslim ibn Aqil, the ambassador of Imam Hussein alayhi salam to Kufa. But the people of Kufa have betrayed me. Nobody's there for me. She said, oh ambassador of Imam Hussein alayhi salam, my life is for you. Please come in. Muslim ibn Aqil gets into the house. She gives him room. He gets into the room. He wants to pray a little bit, but he wants to sleep a little bit, but he can't. He sees in his dream dream that Amir al-Mu'mineen Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam tells him, and Rasulullah, come to us, you are coming to us very soon. He gets up from his dream. He prays all night until the morning. This is the ambassador of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. And he's praying and praying, and he takes a small nap before morning prayer, that suddenly the son of Taw'a, this wretched person, walks in. He finds out that Muslim ibn Aqil is in the house. He says, oh mother, I'm going to go tell Ibn Ziyad, there's a lot of money that Ibn Ziyad has placed on the table for the head of Muslim ibn Aqil. She begs him, he is our guest, we should not do this to him. He said, money is worth more than guests. He goes to Ibn Ziyad, and the army of Ibn Ziyad come. They come toward the door of Taw'a. Muslim ibn Aqil comes out as a brave individual. One man, he's a one-man army. He starts fighting and fighting and fighting all the way until sunrise, until Dhuhr. He's really tired and he's really thirsty. And they were not able to get him. They ambushed him and he falls into a trap, and they get him. They strike him, and they drag him. This ambassador of Imam Hussein alayhi salam, the one that was sent by Imam Hussein, he gets to the masjid of the palace of Ibn Ziyad. He's standing there. One of the la'een of those cursed people struck Mustafa ibn Aqil on his lips. He said, I'm so thirsty. He told him to bring him water. He was about to drink water. Again, he needs to be thirsty. The first shaheed of Karbala needs to be sacrificed for Imam Hussein alayhi salam while he's thirsty. As soon as he was about to drink the water, blood came into this bowl. They changed it 2 times and 3 times. Ibn Ziyad, he said, you will be killed and you will go to hellfire while you are thirsty. He said, go and kill him. They take him up the steps on the palace of Ibn Ziyad. He's standing. He starts shedding tears. They told him, are you afraid of death? He said, no, I'm not afraid of death. I know that I have sent letter to Imam Hussein alayhi salam. I'm shedding tears for the gharib, for the Mazlum Abu Abdullah al-Hussein, that he will come to Kufa and nobody will be there for him. They behead Muslim ibn Aqil and they throw him from top of the palace on the ground. ألا لعنة الله على القوم الظالمين فسيعلم الذين ظلموا أي منقلب ينقلبون والعاقبة للمتقين. Let us raise our hands. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, by the oppression that Muslim ibn Aqil faced, by the loneliness of Muslim ibn Aqil in the alleys of Kufa, by the time that the heart of Muslim ibn Aqil broke and he was thinking all about Imam Hussein alayhi salam, to hasten the reappearance of our beloved Imam Mahdi ajjalallahu ta'ala faraj al-sharif. Allahumma ajjal li waliyika al-faraj. Allahumma ajjal li waliyika al-faraj. Allahumma ajjal li waliyika al-faraj. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Everybody together. Allahumma kulli waliyika حجة ابن الحسن صلواتك عليه. Louder في هذه. ما شاء الله. Louder. وليا. ما شاء الله. وقائدا. ودليلا حتى تسكنه أرضك طوعا وتمتعه فيها طويلا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. صلوات.